So, Monday morning, I got a lot of response at my last video about the staircase build, and I thought it was quite remarkable because I thought it was quite a boring video with a lot of talking and very little in-depth technical information or how to do kind of things. There's a few very valid points made that I have tried to answer in the comments, but it's probably a lot better to show you on the spot. That corner at the top of the stairs would make a good storage cupboard and hide all the support timbers. From Heather Arthur. I assume that you mean this part here. There's no cupboard space in it, really. And as you can see, this timber here is to cover that ugly part up, and I'm going to put some more timber up there and on the other side, and then sand it smooth and fair it, and then it's going to be painted. So that's just sort of wasted space, but it houses quite a structural support for the stairs. Further, I've got to do something with this ugly corner, and bits and pieces that stick out like this one, I'll cut that off and fair where needed. This one here from Adam WP. Do you consider adding some joist hangers to secure those beam connections? It seems you got screws in end grain. I would be afraid it would start tearing apart those beams over time. And also a very nice comment. He says, again, sorry if I'm going out of line. I'm just a bit paranoid with such things based on my own experience. It's a very polite way of saying things. I also got people who say, you talk too much, talk less. You know, that kind of stuff. Yeah, so Adam, okay, that's a very good point, because that's what it's all about in this construction. Have a look. So when looking at this joist, you can see that I have screwed two long screws, and they are this size. That's what, 12 centimeter, I think. 12 centimeter, what's that, 5 inches or so? So they go sort of a little bit diagonal in the grain of this joist into this joist, and then on the other side I have also two screws going into the end grain. Yeah, that's not the best. It's not the best. But on top of that, I have squirted in a very high-tech kind of glue. And still that's not the best. So what I've done is I've installed a cap rail. This one here. And this cap rail sits on the new joist for half of it, and it sits on the other joist, on top of the other joist for the other half. So this screw is in the terminated joist, and these screws are all in the new joist. So this cap rail is sort of pulling the terminated joist up, sort of. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to install exactly the same, but under here all the way. So then I have another rail or plank or whatever you call it screwed in the new joist and also into the old terminated joist. Yeah, so that's hopefully, that's going to be strong enough. I got two in there from that side, and then I've got two in there from that side, glued down and also secured top and bottom with say a cap rail. You see some of these screws are this one is coming out, but I'm not going to replace it. I'm just going to grind it down, and then you won't see it anymore. Yeah, most of these screw holes I still got to tidy up. It's going to be, I'm going to fill it in. I'm all about keeping keeping things accessible for later maintenance or repairs. But I don't like the look of screws, and also that's why I don't have joist hangers. It just doesn't fit with the style of this house now, this old cottage. If you have like an industrial looking loft or so, it would be really cool to have some nice big fat joist hangers, but yeah, it just doesn't fit here. So I'm gonna tidy this all up, I'm gonna fair it, and then I'm gonna leave it because Nadia is going to be back in about a month for the winter, and she is gonna help me with the house, and I think I'll leave a lot of the paint work to her. So yeah, I'm not gonna paint it right now. Still need to finish the stairs, also need to reinforce that bottom step here because it's squeaking. And that's just, I hate that. It's already annoying me. These two steps are really large planks, and they have relatively less support than the smaller planks. Can you hear that? Yeah, that's just not acceptable to me. Yeah, that's acceptable to a staircase that's 100 years old, but not this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it apart. This bottom part, I think I can do that partially. I can take the side out here, and then I'm going to glue all the joins together. And I am also going to use some of the cut-offs that I have left, because we didn't use the whole stairs. I'm going to use that to reinforce the steps themselves and make them thicker and stronger so that they flex less under my weight. Yeah, and then what else? We got comments about the chickens. Well, you know what? Right in front of the door. A crazy guy. Hey, crazy guy. Yeah. What's going on? What's going on with you? Huh? What are you there? Peeping. Bubbles. What's going on, Bubbles? What are you peeping there? Looking for compassion, huh? Yeah. What do you sit there and peep? Oh God. Yeah, what can I say about the Dukes? They are a breed, the Pekin Bantam, and they are just super sociable. They, whenever I go out, they come running at me. Well, of course, because usually you give them treats. But yeah, they are just incredibly sociable. Whenever I sit down, they jump on my lap, and also I spend a lot of time with them, right? I mean, yeah, when Nadia is not here, I'm just by myself, and yeah, we talk a lot, and we spend a lot of time, and I'm a little bit of a crazy chicken daddy at times, I guess, and that also makes them more sociable, like this one, for example. This is Red. She's got such a character. She is so funny. Hey Red, you're getting new feathers, huh? You're all molting. Look at you. Yeah, and there's Bok Bok. Bok Bok is a bit of a nasty one. Yeah, she's very much into the hierarchy thing. You know, licking up and barking down, that kind of type. Yeah, she looks pretty scruffy. She doesn't like me because I have, I've had to, well, warn her several times when she was picking on the other chickies. Nah, and that is Billy. Billy is also a little bit of a mean one. But her feathers are... And that's Mochi going after Billy. And Mochi is the boss. She is, well, Hey, the rooster. He makes sure that the ladies are safe, and that they have food, that they have a place to sleep, place to lay their eggs. But Mochi is the matron. She manages the whole lot. So we got basically a CEO and we got a manager. And that's Mochi. And she determines what's happening and who's ranking who. So she's on top of the pile. And then we got Red. She is directly after. She's a assistant manager. And then we've got these two, Bok and Billy. And they are about at the same level. Yeah, they're at the same level. And then we got the three new ones, or new. We've got them now for a month or two. There's this one here, Butters, and she's basically completely the lowest rank. Yeah, a little bit higher than her, like half a grade higher is Ginger. She's also a little bit more brave. These two are quite skittish. Yeah, and then we got Bubbles. Yeah, and Bubbles is special. Yeah, Bubbles is special. Yeah, but we love you, Bubbles. We love you very, very, very much. Yeah, and you're very much part of the crowd here. Yeah, although you don't really understand what's going on most of the time, we love you very, very much. Yeah, and that's basically the story behind our chickens. We've made 2 videos purely about the chickens a while back, maybe already half a year back. I'm not sure which, I'll look it up, which episode that was. I'll put it under here for people who want to know more about how we deal with our chickens. But most of you are not watching for the chickens, they are just background entertainment. Yeah, so I'm going to carry on with the stairs, get this all prepped for painting, and then move on to the next project. And the next project is going to be electrics in the middle house, that is ground floor and first floor. Electricity needs to be installed, and by that I mean fixed lights, power sockets, and a doorbell, electric camera doorbell that I got from a sponsor. I'm very, very stoked about this. But yeah, we're gonna install that, and then oh yeah, I gotta deal with the floor as well. I still gotta remove quite a bit of the grouting, and then yeah, and then I gotta deal with that door as well. That door actually we installed temporarily because we did not know at the time what we were going to do with that opening into the little house. But it's going to be the master bedroom, so we do want to have a door there. And that door is basically an okay door, but it needs to be painted properly and a new door frame made, and it all needs to be made to measure and yeah, looking good. So that's another little job. And then yeah, well, then we are done with the middle house, and then I'm going to carry on with the big house ground floor, because I'm gonna have to replace a number of joists, and I'm gonna replace these without making more damage than is absolutely necessary, but that's probably in the next episode or so. Anyway, let me just carry on and get this staircase finished. Yeah, and underneath the stairs I have just, we'll see if it's gonna work, I have just glued cut-offs from the stairs, actually, just with lots and lots of of glue. What kind of glue did I use actually? Construction glue. Yeah, montage glue. So yeah, let's just see. This needs to cure for a couple of days, and then I can walk on it, and I'll see what the flexibility still is in those steps, and if that causes any squeaks. Screw the plank on, and then, oh yeah, no, I did this as well, covered this up. You see, that's now all boxed in. After fairing and painting, they will all look as one, it will come together. So yeah, let's just carry on. I want to have this this job done today, because tomorrow I need to work on my camper van and on the chicken coop, and then day after tomorrow I am going on a little trip to Paris, which you've actually seen last week. So last week you've seen what I'm going to do later this week. I might be traveling in time again. Um, uh, I don't know, what is our policy here, hey? Yeah, we better check muffins out. Oh Jesus, muffins. Could you just hold on there for a moment, sweetie? Muffins, we're not really ready yet to receive you upstairs. And I would like to keep the stairs clean as well. Yeah, without poops and all. For the moment, if that's possible at all. Yeah. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, muffins. Yeah. I think for now you better come back down. Yeah. So I have installed planks here because the floor ends of the planks of the floor, they were not supported, the ends, and now they are supported because these planks are screwed in to the cap rail upstairs, and yeah, that's just holding it in place. I've just sealed it all off with a construction glue sealant, and it's looking pretty okay. I mean, yeah, you got all these different colors of wood, but once it's painted, that's all nice and white. So I gotta do a lot of filler and a lot of paint. Now this is all closed off, this area, and yeah, try to give it some shape, all the square edges, rounding them off. I still gotta do a fair bit of sanding on the whole thing. Yeah, and then filling and painting. Yeah, so before I start doing anything else, really, I should repair the mortar grouting in this corner here. It was in fairly poor condition. I poked most of it out, and I want to reinforce this with new mortar, because later our wood fire poêle is going to be sitting here, and I'm going to have to open this wall. So before I start weakening a structure, I want to have it back to its full strength. I think that's a smart thing to do. Now, as that's going to require time to cure, to dry, so I better do that now. You got to plan these things in advance. And then also what I today got to do is pick up a window frame for a PVC window we have downstairs. We don't want to have PVC windows. And I am going to have to order glass for these terrace doors. Yeah, because now I can come up here, first floor, big house, by walking over through the staircase inside, right? Finally, that's nice, really nice. So I can close these window panes up, because before I would stick my arm through the broken window and open the door from the outside. So yeah, and then the house will be completely weathertight. So yesterday I packed this wall, and I believe you call it packing. It's quite a dry mix of sand and lime, 3 sand, 1 lime, a little bit of water to make it stick a little bit, but not wet, because the lime is going to expand when it gets wet, and then it will contract again. And I don't want it to contract too much, because that would mean that it would pull itself loose from the stones I'm trying to pack it around. Because months ago I removed quite a bit of the old render, and I want to now, well, not only make the walls look more beautiful afterwards, but also to provide structure, to provide strength to the wall by keeping the stones in place, basically. And I wanted to do that right here now because I'm going to drill in the walls and make openings in the walls for electrical conduits. And before I start drilling it, I want to put some of that original strength back. So what I done here is I packed it and then I brushed it after a few hours with a wire brush to make it look more interesting and reveal some of the stone surfaces. And then once we are going to decorate this living room kitchen, I will paint it white, probably with a very thinned out white paint, maybe lime, not really sure, to make it all look light, because it all has to be sort of white in color. So yeah, pack this in and let it sit now for a little while, and then I can brush the excess off. It's really, really autumn, fall. It's foggy, misty, wet, humid. Everything is wet outside. I just feel sorry for the chickens being chickens, you know. Yesterday, yeah, and I haven't filmed this because I have been delaying and delaying and delaying this electra job for so long, but now I had to force myself to get started with it, and I need basically to direct all my energy in this work. And if I have to film everything, then it's just really distracting from the work. So what have I done? There was a temporary power cable running over the ceiling downstairs. Temporary power, supplying power to the little house where we live right now. I have now installed it where it needs to be. See, it's coming through the wall right there, and then it follows, goes in that junction box, and then it follows this ducting here. You see, it's flexible hose. I got to put that in place, and then it goes through the wall here. It pops out on the other side, and then it also goes in the wall here. There's already a recess cut in the wall, but I probably have to enlarge it. And then it goes down there, and it ends up at our distribution board. So I got basically the power supplying the little house in place, but that was the easiest bit. Now I gotta install the power supplying the middle house, and that's going to be two kinds of power. One to outlets, power outlets, and one to fixed lights. One of the reasons why I don't like electra is because you can't be artistic with it. It's good or it's not good, and it's all square and straight. It's just like setting up an IKEA cupboard, you know. There's only one way to do it. Yeah, I gotta get started with it, and I'm just taking it one step at a time, bit by bit, and yeah, we'll work through it. Yeah, let's get to it.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I could not film the process of installing the electrics in the middle house. I really had to force myself to do this. But anyway, I pushed through and it's done. I also had a serious bout of the man flu in the meantime, so I could only work half days because I was just running out of steam. I'll just take you through what I've done and how it's done, basically. So the electrics, they start at the main switch panel, which is downstairs. They come up here in the wall, then they run through a channel, and there's basically well, there's several conduits running through the wall here, the channel. One goes straight into the little house, which is on the other side of that wall, and provides the little house with power, and the other ones are coming out and terminate somewhere here in the middle house. So these channels are running all the way alongside this wall, then back through that 45-degree angled wall, and then terminate here. There's power sockets provided there because I believe that this corner is going to be yeah, maybe a desk area with a computer and stuff, so we need power sockets there. And then there's still a conduit that I need to install for spotlights here on the beam. I'll do that today. And what else is there? Well, well, you see these poles are keeping boxes and cables in place while I closed the conduit. I'm going to remove that today and start working on the finishing rendering of these walls. That's just being braced overnight. And yeah, it was just a big operation, really. And then right below where it's braced, we have this here, and this is a power socket for my doorbell, my camera doorbell, and two hard switches, light switches. They are positioned right there, and these are light switches for one, an outside light we have here at the front door. Let's have a look at that. That one right there. And the hard light switch for lights, spotlights, I've installed here on the ground floor level. There's two, and then here's one, and on the opposite side of the beam there's another one. Now you may be asking me, why would you position the light switches in such a strange corner right over there? Well, that's very simple. It is because the lights we use in the house are smart lights, the Philips Hue system, and the Philips Hue system also has their own wireless light switches that you can program. Super convenient. You can program the switch what to do. So either turn a light on or off, dim it, or a power socket on or off. Yeah, that's just a super flexible system. So I can position the switches that I already have where I want them to be. So there's probably going to be a light switch here at the entrance of the door for the ground floor level of the middle house, and then there will be probably one here at the stairs for when you go up, and then when you go up right at the stairs there will be two switches for upstairs and for downstairs, like the hotel switch, what you call it. That is super convenient because you can position the switches where you want, where they work out to be most convenient, and also what they do. Now these hard switches there in the corner are there because I just want to have hard switches somewhere. I want to have a solid switch that I can use to operate lights in case the whole use system fails for whatever reason. So, but I do want to have them out of the way because I don't want to have my walls covered by switches, right? Also here on this side, this is going to be a light switch here, and this one is going to be the light switch that operates a light I install outside. That's just going to be sitting there, but it's not going to be used because as it is an outside light, it will be programmed. That is this light here, and that's an original vintage, well, farm light, and together with all my outside lights that's switched on to turn on at sunset and to turn off, I believe, at midnight, because we don't need to have them the whole night, right? But anyway, see these poor little chicks, they're waiting for their worms. Yeah, we're gonna have some worms. Let me just explain to people what I did, okay? I'll be right back. Yeah, and so that is a hard switch, but we won't be using that. And then we've got power outlets there and power outlets here. Not really sure what I'm going to be using them for, but and do I really need that many? But then, you know, once you install an outlet, you might as well install 3 outlets, right? It's the same amount of effort, a little bit more money, but yeah, you'll end up having a lot more flexibility. So for now, I can start tidying up the house, doing the finishing touches, which is sanding all the walls back, filling all the cracks, doing a paint job, a final paint job. I still need to sand and fill quite a bit of the staircase and the wooden structure that I've built. I still need to remove quite a bit of the grouting on the tiles. And yeah, well, that's basically it with regards to the middle house. Oh, I'm also, before I forget, there's this window here, and it's just in too poor of a condition to repair and keep. I'm going to replace it, so I need to place my order today with the shop because it's going to take 6 weeks before we'll have it. But yeah, I'm going to replace that with a modern double glazed window. Why not? Well, that's basically it. So I am going to start sanding the walls a bit more smooth and start filling all those cracks and gaps, and yeah, start tidying up and make it look the way it's supposed to be. So, but you'll be seeing that in the next video, I think. Thank you very much for watching. Big massive thanks to the people below who helped me keeping this channel going, really, by donating me coffees. If you think I deserved it, you could donate me a coffee via the link below here or in the description. I'll be very grateful to you. And then I'll see you next week. And next week, yeah, we're going to be finishing the interior of the middle house. Don't know how far we'll come with painting, especially the staircase. It needs primer coats and then it needs top coats. And while the coats are drying, I obviously cannot use the staircase. And with the temperatures right now, it might take quite a while to dry. I don't know yet. I need to figure out how to work around all that. But anyway, we're gonna do an attempt, and for sure it's gonna look better than it is looking now. So, hey, thank you guys, and I'll see you next week. Bye now.